feel cute and I feel happy. There must be something wrong, cause it's been way too long since I feel cute and I feel happy.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where all videos are about inspirational and motivational things to help change your ways of life and get you to become the best version of yourself. I am your host Amelia Grace, and today we are going to be talking about 7 secrets that the rich do that they don't want you to know. So I'm going to teach you all of these things on how you can become wealthy and change your life from where you are now to earning millions of dollars and securing generational wealth. I have been reading about investing and money for quite some time, and my family is a business-oriented family, so I've got quite a background on this. I would just like to say, first and foremost, I am not giving any financial advice. I am not saying that you need to do these things to be wealthy. Everyone has their own situations. What I say may or may not apply to you. So if you want to do these things to be able to gain wealth, then you need to research them yourself, see what applies for you, and if you need to, get a financial advisor, because I am not. I am just offering advice and secrets that the rich do so that you can better your life and improve your financial situation. So as usual, here are the topics for today's video, and without further ado, let's get into it. Today I am filming this video because recently I have been wanting to share a lot of my advice on anything to do with money, from how we think about it, our relationships to it, and how we can grow financial wealth without having to work 5 jobs to be able to be a millionaire and working something that pays really well. I'm going to teach you things that you don't know to be able to become richer than what you are. A few weeks ago, I was crying on the floor because I was so sad and pitying myself because I wasn't earning enough money, and I for once just wanted life to be easier. And I was crying for 30 minutes on the floor on a beautiful Sunday morning, and it was sunny, and I was upset. Doesn't make any sense. So I got up and literally 10 seconds flat, stormed into my room, opened my iPad, sat down, and I was like, if I'm crying about my job, waiting for someone else to fix it, they're not going to do it. Nobody's gonna come and rescue me. I have to do it myself. Get up. If I want to earn more money, I'm going to figure out a way. I'm going to learn about passive income. I'm going to start investing so that I can better my future, quit my job, and focus solely on my content, building my business, building my investment portfolio, and making money 24 hours a day while I'm sleeping. So if you want to learn more about that, continue watching this video. Now, I have been teaching my boyfriend's younger sister about passive income and investing. These are the 2 things that I have told her about that have inspired and motivated her. She's currently 14. If she is on her money for 4 years, she will by far have more money. She will be able to fully fund anything that she wants to do. If she doesn't want to go to university and she wants to travel the world, she's got the money to do that, and she doesn't have to keep working for it. She came to me because she didn't know what she wants to do when she's older. So what I suggested is first watching the video that I have uploaded about how to figure out what you're gonna do when you leave high school. It's a big thing. I have dealt with it, my partner has, and a lot of teenagers, young adults, and even adults still struggle with this topic. So if you also want to learn more about that, please go watch the video. I have it linked in the description for you to go and watch after this one. I don't know where I heard it, but it sticks in my brain constantly. The first secret is don't work for money, make money work for you. A lot of people believe that you need to have a high-paying job and study really well, get into a good university to be able to have a rich life, a luxurious life, which is not true. The average American has 1 stream of income, where the average wealthy person has at least 7 streams of income. You have to work harder for your money, not smarter. I don't think so. It's you have to work smarter, not harder. The 7 streams of income that you need to have in your life is earned income, profit income, interest income, dividend income, rental income, capital gain, royalties. Earned income comes from working your typical 9-to-5 job. So that's whatever you want to do day to day that brings in money to the table so that you can invest it, do whatever you want with it. So for me, that's doing my YouTube, my content, because that's what I love. That's what I want to continue even though I'm making millions of dollars later on. Profit income comes from anything that you buy and sell. be it your clothes, some shoes, an old piano, whatever you want, that profit that you get from selling is another stream of income. Interest income comes from lending money to people who need it with an added interest. And this is different from your banks and typical loans that banks give you, because they give you a higher interest, where if you lend money on certain websites and apps, you can get an interest back on it. So if you lend a person $500, you can charge them a small interest fee to be able to have an extra $25. Dividend income comes from owning stocks, shares, all of that investment portfolio stuff. The dividends are the money that you receive quarterly, yearly, monthly, from whatever investment fund that you are with. Rental income comes from renting out properties or owning a house, doing Airbnb. Another thing called REITs, you can also invest your money in property. If you are an average teenager like myself, I don't have the money to buy an apartment or buy a house and rent it out straight up. I'm not there yet. So what you can do is you can invest your money into a company and they will invest 6% in this apartment, 5% in this house, 5% in this building complex, and they will pool your money together with a bunch of other people who also own investments in those properties, and you get dividends from those. And the thing is, what's great about it, they have to give 90% of their profits to their investors. Capital gains is when something increases in value, any asset that you have. So that could be something like all of those old cars are now going up in value compared to when they were first on the market. And royalties are a form of income that comes with people using your things. So that could be a podcast. You could get royalties on some music, some YouTube videos like me. Any TikTok videos, any Instagram profits, they are royalties because people are using your work. Now, the average rich person will have at least 7 or more to be able to have a flowing income into their banks constantly, even when they sleep, instead of waking up at 9, working till 5, and only getting paid for that. So what I have recently invested my time and money into is making some templates on Canva. It could be anything like a wedding invitation, name tags, diaries, journals, and putting these into PDF forms and then selling them on Etsy. These are called low ticket items, and you can sell these really well, and they are really good to be able to make passive income, but I have to sell more of these to make a higher profit. Where if you have digital products like audiobooks, a bundle on courses, you are able to sell these 9 different ways, 3 different times for each 9 products within the bundle. That is multiple streams of income just from one bundle of digital products. Digital products are anything that you can sell that is not tangible. You can sell less of these and gain a higher profit. So combining these, you've got 2 streams of income, both varied, that are helpful to be able to enjoy day-to-day life without having to be stressful about working your 9 to 5. On top of this is TikTok and YouTube automation. I've seen a lot of the Reddit stuff where they read out stuff and they're playing Minecraft or whatever. That gets thousands of views on TikTok and you can earn revenue from that. Same with Instagram and YouTube, you can also do automation for that. I would suggest delving deep into passive income so that when you're studying for uni, for high school, when you're working your 9 to 5, you are being paid for doing literally the bare minimum. You have a limited time on this earth. If you are constantly spending it working, not spending time with your family and enjoying the moments in life that are blissful, that are challenging, just to be able to make money and pass by life, to be able to pay for a roof over your head, that's not enjoying life. You are living paycheck to paycheck, and there is a way to change it. And it's not by working harder, it's not by working from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is not the right way to go about making money. If anything, that is chasing it away from your life. So work smarter. Learn how to make money work for you. Financial discipline is a big thing that we need to start now. As people who don't have millions and hundreds of millions in our accounts, we need to live below our means. The way to start becoming rich is to live below your means. Understand what you have to pay for every single month. All of your bills, utility bills, electricity, phone bills, gym, everything that needs to be paid to the date every month, make sure that you pay these. These have priority above anything else, above a new pair of shoes, a handbag, a new book. These are your necessities. And make sure that you allocate enough money every single week to put aside for the end of the month or whenever your bill date is due. If you do not have the money to go out and go drinking with your friends or buy a new pair of shoes or get a new phone, then you need to wait and not buy it. Because if you're in a position where you feel like you need to get it now and you need to get it on Afterpay, then that's not a good financial decision because you are doing that based on impulse. I have a rule that if I'm willing to buy anything after 6 p.m., I have to wait 24 hours until I think about it again, because I might have a range of emotions going on that are impairing my critical thinking. So I make sure I'm not buying anything after 6 p.m. And if it's above $25, I'm waiting again 24 hours. And I will not ever use Afterpay, be on a plan for something to pay it back, dip into my savings, my investment money, or anything planned like my trip to Japan. I am not touching the money that I have put aside for that, because if I can't get it now with what I've got in my current everyday spending account, I'm not getting it. And I believe that this should be mirrored onto anybody else who's willing to have a little bit more financial discipline. So if you're out shopping with your friends and everybody's getting a new pair of jeans, stop for a second and think, do I really need this? Have I already got something that is similar? If I'm needing to touch Afterpay, or if I'm wanting to dip into my savings for something, if you're dipping into your savings, you need to make sure that if you always put in $100 every week into your savings, you need to add on that extra $50 that you spent and make sure that you are able to do that. If you're not able to put that $150 back into your savings, then you can't get it. If you are constantly living above your means, then that's going to put you into a lot of financial stress and eventually into bad debt. And my father has talked a lot about this. There is bad debt and then there is good debt. So bad debt is things like you buy a new pair of shoes on Afterpay, you have a phone on a plan, you need to pay back your house, your car. Anything that does not add money back into your pocket is bad debt. So if you look back in your life, anything that you've bought on Afterpay, put on a plan, you need to evaluate whether you can stop these things and if you are willing to do that. Because if you are willing to, then if you need to, you will find a way to do it. That is bad debt, and that is not anything that I will ever touch in my life. I have made an oath to myself. I am not buying a car or a house on bad debt, ever. If I want a car, I'm buying it in full or it's in good debt. Good debt is anything that adds profit back into your bank account, into your hands, into your wallet while you are sleeping. It is not anything that is taking money out of you. So that could be buying a property and upselling it and doing that again. And I would suggest that if you want to learn more about it, please go and research it so that you can differentiate what you are doing currently and what you are wanting to do. I would also suggest creating a weekly or a monthly budget, however often you need, so that you can make sure that you stick within your means. If you allocate $50 a week to go out and eat, then that's probably at this day and age one night a week or something like that. Because if you go above this, again, it's going to cause a lot of financial stress, and that's not going to be helpful for when you want to become rich and start investing. You're going to have a lot less money to invest with. A big thing that you can do with taxes is legally avoid them. And again, I am not a financial advisor, so don't take anything personally and that it applies to you. Please do your research before you investigate any of these. So a big thing that a lot of people I have found do not know is the more you work, the more taxes you will pay. If you are working harder to become richer, you are going to be taxed at a higher rate. The rich pay significantly less taxes than what all of us middle and lower class people do. And why is that? It's because they work smarter with their money. They make it work while they're sleeping instead of working for the money. You are able to pay less taxes by investing your money, by putting it to work when you're sleeping, by having those 7 streams of income. You are able to make more money and pay less tax. What I'm about to say next will require a financial advisor or a business person to be able to help you understand what business or corporate structure you need to have to enable this function for your family and for income. So this is only an idea to blueprint off of. If you want to further this information, please research and go find a financial advisor to help you out with this. But my dad has said that a really good way to be able to have tax deductible income is to set up a family business. And my dad is the CEO of this family business, and everyone in the family that he wants to give income to works for this business in some form. So all of the income that he wants to give his family members is tax deductible because it goes under staff wages. If a new car needs to be bought, if fuel needs to be paid for, it's another smart way to minimize your tax fees. because you get paid, right? From whatever job that you are working, you are having to pay taxes, and a lot of it. If you don't own your own business, when you get a car, when you have to pay for fuel, that's not tax deductible. So if you earn 25 grand, right? I know it's not a lot, this is just my money that I've thin air. You get 25 grand. That's already been taxed. This much has been taken out of it, and you've only got this much left now. Now, you want to go buy a car, you've had to pay tax on that car. That's not tax deductible. That's another few $1,000s that you have just lost like that. You want to buy a car, all right, now you have to pay for fuel, more tax out of that fuel. You can't get that money back. Where if you set up a corporate business, so when the tax season comes around, you do not have to pay 45 grand for this. You minimize it to maybe 20 grand after buying that car, making it tax deductible. Getting the fuel, tax deductible. New shoes, tax deductible. If you needed a laptop bag or a laptop, a new phone, that is tax deductible. So therefore, that 45 grand that you have to pay for in tax, now minimize 15 or 20. It is a really great way to legally minimize and understand taxes. Again, go and research this and understand if you need a financial advisor for this stuff. The rich people understand taxes and where and how much of their money is going towards that, and they understand ways where they can minimize it and go about it in a legal way to enjoy life and have their hard-earned money not taken by the government or unnecessary fees, incredibly high fees when you are investing. Please research this. When you are investing into index funds or anything like that, please go and research how much of your fees and taxes are going unnecessarily. And this goes into your bank. The bank that you are currently with, please go and research how much unnecessary fees or any fees at all are you paying. Also looking into your superannuation. I'll quickly explain what it is for Australians. So superannuation is money that your employer takes out of your wage and puts a percentage into a retirement fund so that when you retire, you have that money to be able to live off. Here in Australia, I think it's like 65, 75, something in that bracket until you can officially retire. And it has become a crisis. A lot of the elderly are scared to turn on their air conditioner to go and buy food because they believe they are going to outlive their finances. And that is probably the worst thing to happen when you're older. Superannuation is meant to save you from that crisis, but it really depends on where your super is with, because a lot of the times you will be getting taxed and unnecessary fees that are happening in the background that you do not even notice. So I would suggest please research and look at what super you are with, what fees they are putting in, and if they invest your money into a bunch of companies while you're working so that you have compounding growth in the background. If your superannuation doesn't do that, you've got a problem and you need to look at that ASAP. And to help out with that, I have some great book recommendations. The first one to do with superannuation for Australians is The Barefoot Investor. I've got it right here. It's this little honey. You can get it at any bookstore. It's, I think, $24, which is great. It's a really good thick book. It teaches you, let's have a look. It helps you to minimize your debt and to be able to completely get rid of it, which is really, really helpful for anyone stuck in those positions currently and needs to do some research on it. Really great help to domino that effect. It goes into the world's cheapest super funds. It goes into insurance, how to live like a multimillionaire right now, how to double your income, saving up a 6-figure house deposit in 20 months. That was the point that made me be like, I'm reading this book. And it is such a great book, so I highly recommend it. The next one that I have read, this one goes into investing and goes into great depth about investing, and it is Unshakable by Tony Robbins. I was introduced to him a few years ago by my mom. He is a phenomenal public speaker, great author, solely on investing. The greatest things I have ever learned about investing literally come from this book. I've learned that when the market crashes, you don't take your money out, you invest it. It's like all the stocks and everything go on sale. And it goes into so many things that you would not expect for investment. Next one is the classic Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is like the little handbook of life, handbook of money, of wealth. And this is where it affirmed my belief, don't work harder for money, work smarter. It is so good. I don't have too much to say about it just because I've literally just started it, but my dad has read it, my mum has read it. If you want to learn about money, if you want to learn about the different perspectives on money and life, this is great. The way that you've been taught to understand and have that relationship with money dictates your way of life. Before we end the little topic of know exactly where your money is going, put it in a high yield savings account. I suggest this because I have clicked on that. I'm currently with CommBank, right? I had my money in a NetBank saver and a Gold saver. I was getting like literally, I don't know, something like 1 or 2% of interest. That is insanely low. That's not going to do anything for me. So I learned about high yield savings account. Research what is best for you, and if you are able to do this, I'm not a financial advisor. Putting your money in a high yield savings account will give you higher interest. And that is because places like CommBank, ANZ, they have to pay for electricity bills, a physical store. So therefore, you get a lower interest on your own hard-earned money. Where an online high yield savings account gives you higher interest because they don't have to pay for anything like staff or a physical store. God, I'm so excited talking about all this stuff. It makes me feel great. But having an interest rate of 5, I think I'm with Macquarie at the moment. For the first 4 months on a brand new account, I get 5.35% for 4 months. And then after that 4 months is up, I get 4.75% for the rest of my time with them. And that is, I've been told, the best on the market at the moment. So compare a whole bunch of high yield savings accounts, look at what is best fitted for you. Make sure you do not have to have a minimum deposit to start and a minimum deposit every month. I was looking at a bunch and I did some deeper research on them, and I found, yeah, they had great interest rates, but they needed a minimum of $1,000 every month. And I was like, no. Like, I work part-time currently. That's not gonna help me at all. So then I went with Macquarie because they offer no additional fees. So having your money in a high yield savings account is a great way to earn high interest on money that you have earned the hard way to be able to invest it. So I have all of my accounts that I once had on CommBank. I think I had 5. All now in Macquarie except for my investing money, which I will be spending quite shortly. A lot of people believe that, oh my God, I've graduated, I've done my degree, I've got my PhD, I've done high school, I've done year 10, I am not learning, I'm not studying, I'm not wanting to expand my knowledge anymore, I'm done for life. I've got everything I need to know. That's not true. If you want to build your wealth, if you want to have true wealth, which I'll go into later on, you need to continue learning. Don't work to be paid, work to learn. If you are working to be paid, you're going to find yourself very miserable very fast. If you are working to learn, you are constantly looking at things that you can improve on. You do not know what you do not know. If you are wanting to understand something more about money, you need to put in that effort and listen to those podcasts, read those books that I just mentioned. You need to make sure that you are studying from people better than you with money, better than you with painting. Research those people, make friends with them, gain those connections, because if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a really good investor, you need those connections to be able to go far. 7th most important, even more important than the first point, is understanding where true wealth comes from. A lot of people say, I'm going to be happy when I get a new car. I'm going to be happy when I finally have a new phone. I'm going to be happy when I have new friends. You're waiting for X to arrive, so you disenable yourself to ever be happy, ever feel an emotion that you said, when this comes, I will feel this. That is not the way to go about life, because you will never be able to be happy with what you have now. And albeit if you get that new house, if you get that phone, that car, you are not going to feel that emotion forever. That's going to be very, very short-lived. And you are going to run with your problems that you had then. It's going to catch up with you now. If you are always thinking that the world is working for your benefit, then it becomes so much easier and enjoyable to live life. And live life without waiting for X to happen so that you can be happy, because that's never going to work. It's a bucket with a hole in it. Enjoy life, start a gratitude journal. A lot of rich people find this joy in life and are able to experience true wealth. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. If you are wanting to watch any videos on how to know what to do after high school, figuring out life, if you are wanting to combat fear of procrastination and fear of judgment, link a little bonus one, which is combating your comparison and learning to become the best version of yourself. That's also in the description. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos to help yourself out. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a great day. Bye.
I feel cute and I feel happy. There must be something wrong, cause it's been way too long since I feel cute